Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be my top holiday perfume picks and my top picks for the Sephora VIB sale. And we do have perfume and makeup to go over for that. So if you're only here for the perfumes, we're gonna get started with that first. I did do this video a little differently. I decided to pick the top scents that I'm actually going to be wearing this holiday season, because yes, your girl already planned her scents because I've already been invited to things. I already know what I'm going to be wearing, and I already know what I'm going to be putting on as my scent of the day or night. I will have my top holiday picks for 2019 and 2020 linked down below, because those are still amazing holiday picks. These are newer scents in my collection, so they're my top picks because they're legit what I'm going to be wearing. That's not to say that they're like my all-time favorite. They're just the perfumes I already know. So we're going to get started with our annual Friendsgiving. I remember last year I did wear La Vie Belle, and then the year before that I wore Tom Ford's Black Orchid. So this year I decided I wanted to wear Tom Ford's Noir pour Femme. And this is sweet vanilla. This is warm spicy. It's lactonic. There is ginger, bitter orange. There's I believe there's white florals and rose, even though I don't really get rose. The florals in here to me are in the background. This is kind of zesty from the ginger, spiced vanilla scent. There's also a note of coffee. I've never tasted it or smelled what that is, but it is a dessert. I think it's a frozen dessert from South Asia, and I think that's kind of what gives this a little bit of like that lactonic creamy touch that I get. It has gourmand touches without it being like a foodie kind of scent. Like, this isn't overly foodie to my nose. It's just like a very beautiful, sexy, spiced vanilla in my opinion. So I am planning on wearing this again to our yearly Friendsgiving, and that is Tom Ford's Noir pour Femme. Okay, then for our annual family Thanksgiving, I am planning on wearing Givenchy's Rouge. I like to wear scents that remind me of the holidays, and as soon as I smelled this at the Macy's counter, it reminded me of the holidays. This isn't really, besides the florals, because I do pick up on the tuberose, and I believe it's jasmine in this one. It gives me that holiday feeling without it being overly gourmand. Like, this isn't considered a gourmand. I believe this is like an amber floral. This has ginger, blood orange, tuberose, pimento leaf, jasmine, patchouli, sandalwood, and vetiver. This is like the other perfumes in this range, except to me the more holiday version. The pimento leaf, I'm guessing maybe that's what's giving me kind of that warm spiciness that for whatever reason comes off to my nose, kind of like a cinnamon touch almost. And yeah, this is like holidays in a bottle. All the perfumes I picked, for whatever reason, give me, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if pimento leaf smells like cinnamon, but yeah. This, I've said, smells like a little bit like cherry Coke, and you sprinkled cinnamon in it. When I smell cherry Coke, it's like a fizziness of it. So that's what I mean by that. It's not that I pick up like a cherry note. So I am planning on wearing, again, this is Givenchy's L'Entredit, and I am planning on wearing this to our annual family Thanksgiving. So then we have our ugly sweater party. And for whatever reason, I can't remember what I wore last year, but I already know what I'm wearing this year, and this is Discontinued. But again, it is my top picks, and that is Sí Le Parfum by Giorgio Armani. And to me, this is another one where this is like the holiday version of the flankers. This, to my nose, it's a little bit boozier than the other ones. It's sexy. Something comes off a little bit sweet. I believe there is vanilla in this one. It has incense, even though I don't really get too much of a smokiness or an incense vibe to it, but I feel like this is what makes this one a little bit more sexier and dark. Even though the Intense is another one that I find sexy and dark, this one is as well. This one just comes off a little bit boozier to my nose, but this one has the famous like black currant, which I have mentioned sometimes comes off smelling a little like wine, but this one's even more. Like it's a stronger, darker kind of version of it. I don't know, just something about this one. I'm looking forward to wearing this one to our annual ugly sweater Christmas party. So again, that's Sí Le Parfum. So I usually do have 2 scents. Actually, I usually have 3 scents. So usually we have a big family Christmas party on Christmas Eve. And that's usually about 20 to 30 people, depending on if family comes in from Puerto Rico. And that's on my mom's side. And my dad and his wife come. So I usually have a scent on that day. And then the next day in the morning, I usually have a scent when I go to my aunt's for her Christmas breakfast. And then at night, I usually have a scent when I go to my dad's house and they have their little Christmas party. But I already know that this one scent I'm going to wear both days because I have been looking forward to this scent. So I'm going to mention, this one's more of an honorable mention because I think this is a great holiday scent and it's what I wore to our Christmas Eve party last year, but that's Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. And I wanted to mention this one because again, this is a great one. And if there's something else going on, I'll probably end up wearing this again. But this falls in that same family. It doesn't smell like them, but it falls in that same family as Lancome's La Vie Belle and Lancome's La Nuit Trésor, where it's like a sweet, kind of gourmand scent with like patchouli grounding the scent, making it like sexy and a little bit deeper. Now this one, I don't know what it is that comes off as gourmand to my nose because this doesn't have gourmand notes like those have. I believe La Nuit Trésor has coffee, it has caramel, I think it is, and praline, and La Vie Belle has praline, and this one doesn't have it. This one has like tea, it has florals, and I think there's vanilla, but it doesn't come off like a vanilla scent. I know a lot of people pick up very strong florals, like they say this is a flower bomb, hence the name. I get the florals, but this comes off sweet to my nose. Sexy. I don't know if it gets stronger, like the patchouli and the other base notes get stronger with time. Because I did have like a 30 ml that I gave to my mom and it's darker. Like the juice got darker and when she wore it, it was even more like nighttime and sexy. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you wearing? And she's like, one of the perfumes you gave me. And I couldn't put my finger on it because on my skin, this comes off again more like something like baking, like you've been baking. So I did want to mention that one because I think this is a great option for the holidays. The scent I already know I'm going to be wearing Christmas Eve and Christmas morning and Christmas night is Angel's Share by Killian. I tested this out last year before the holidays and I was on the fence about it. I wasn't sure if I wanted it. It reminded me of like the Cinnabon station and walking through the mall, and I still get that. But as this develops, I get something different. But this does remind me of like when you're walking through an expensive mall and you have all those scents in the air. You have the Auntie Anne's and, you know, the corner and the Cinnabon station and just warm, yummy smells going on. And then you have like Lush and all these other expensive department store scents coming. And it's just, you're walking through the mall and that's what you get. I started craving this scent and then it sold out and I couldn't get it anywhere and I didn't want to pay full retail price, so I was gonna get it in the next like Sephora VIB, but my mom ended up gifting this to me on my birthday. So I did wear it a few times at night when I wanted something warm and cozy, and it was still a little cool around March, but then I had to put it away because this isn't a scent that I gravitate towards in the summer. I love my freshies in the summer. So I have just been dying to wear this one for Christmas, and I just like to create memories. So I already know I'm gonna be wearing this both days. So when this dries down, I would hear people say that they get like apple pie, and I could get that, but I think it was more so Manahil's reference to, I don't know if she said spiked cider or just regular cider, but there is a booziness to this one. So Think of a warm, spiked cider with like cinnamon sticks and like maybe a glass that looks like this. That's what this is, and it's delicious. I think it's just a combination of the warm spicy with the apple, even though I don't think they list apple in here, and then the cinnamon that make this one magical. Like, this is a very popular perfume. It was very popular last year, and I think for good reason. This is fantastic. I love this scent. So I am going to be wearing this one on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And again, that is Angel's Share by Killian. My New Year's scent can change, but I haven't worn this one to New Year's yet, and it's a love of mine. So I am planning on wearing it this year. Last year I wore Fragranza's Signorina Miel, which is their inspiration of Miss Dior, like the old Sherry formulation. I smelled so good that night. So this year I am planning on wearing Leap by Yves Saint Laurent. You guys know I added this back to my collection because I love the original. The original is my favorite, but I was missing that vanilla tonka bean that I do pick up in this one. They smell very similar, but when I started wearing my original, because I felt like this one and the EDT were kind of keeping me from the original, I did notice that this one, I really enjoy that sweetness that I get. This is your bougie lavender white floral. There's a sweetness again from the tonka bean and the vanilla. This is the OG Leap with an extra dose of vanilla and added tonka bean. So very beautiful, and one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be wearing on New Year's, unless I get gifted a perfume that I want to wear, but we're not there yet. Those are definitely the scents that I'm already planning on wearing this holiday season. Again, I will have my 2019 and my 2020 linked down below because I still think those are amazing holiday scents. Last year I put a little twist on that one. That one was mask approved. I would say all of these have decent longevity and projection as well. But now let's go ahead and get into my Sephora VIB picks. For the most part, you guys know that I like to shop discounters. So the picks or the recommendations I'm gonna have are going to be on newer perfumes or perfumes that I haven't noticed at discounters, or perfumes that I don't shop discounters. One of my top perfume recommendations to get during the Sephora VIB is anything Chanel. Me personally, because I will get scammed, I don't pick up certain perfumes from eBay. I will pick up more designer perfumes, but like niche and perfumes like Chanel, I wouldn't pick those up. I picked up pretty much my entire Chanel collection at Sephora during various VIB sales. That is my number one recommendation. If you're going to get Chanel, I would pick it up during the sale where you get a little bit of a discount. Also, newer perfumes, any new releases I would pick up. They also have really nice sets. That's where I got a lot of my little 30 mils, where they have this with like the travel spray. I'll link some of these below, but let me go through my loves list. They have like the Valentino Donna Born in Roma. They have the perfume and the travel spray, which is a $145 value for $112, and then you get an extra discount, whether it's 10, 15, or 20%. And I do have Valentino, and I want to say I did pick it up during the sale because I picked that up when it was first released. Another thing that I saw was the Yves Saint Laurent perfume travel spray. This is a great way to test out. It's a $90 value. It's a set for $60, and then you get the additional % off. Also, Lancome Idole. These are great perfumes that I would recommend. And my next video is likable perfumes. You guys know I don't like to say the best perfume blind buys, but essentially that is what it is, because when you're buying gifts, you have no choice but to go in there blindly unless they list it. So that is my next video. But this video, since the Sephora VIB is going on now, I did kind of want to go over some of these scents. but Lancome Doll to me is a likable scent for the masses, just your everyday consumer. They have a Idol perfume gift set that I think is great. It's an $89 value. They have it for $65, and then again, you get that extra discount. Also, Sephora favorites. I did this one last year as well, where you get to test out a bunch of perfumes and then you get to turn in the voucher for one of the ones that you're testing out. And I did that one because I knew I wanted to try the Dylan Turquoise, and it was a perfect way to try different ones. In fact, I think I just went ahead and I did it blindly. Like, I gave them the voucher like, hey, I just bought this, I want to turn it in right now. They have various Sephora favorites, like little samples, but that one was the one that I did last year as well. Some of the perfumes that I mentioned, like Angel's Share, I haven't seen this at discounters. That's when I would pick it up. I would pick it up during the VIB if it's not sold out. I know last year I slept on it. Like, I was gonna buy it blindly during the VIB and it sold out. So then I was able to sample it. Like, I got the sample off of Macara, sampled it, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy it blindly. And then I ended up falling in love with it anyways. Kayali is one that I would recommend getting during the Sephora VIB. She does throw a really great Black Friday sale. Last year she threw one, I want to say it was like 40% off of the older ones, and then the newer ones I think it was 25% off, but everything sold fast. Like, I was trying to get 50 mils of various bottles and everything like sold out quickly. So that's the one thing you risk waiting, is not getting any sales. So I did go ahead and pick up Vanilla 28 during the Sephora VIB sale. Sorry if you hear like someone's mowing their lawn. So now we're gonna get into makeup. So anything Natasha Denona and Anastasia Beverly Hills, I would recommend. And I'm not just saying that, guys. I have more. This is just some of them. These are some of my favorite palettes, some of my favorite formulas. I have Natasha Denona and Anastasia Beverly Hills on my eyes right now. I have in my crease this red shade called Pangene. This shade here in my crease. And this one I believe is discontinued, but this is the Jackie Aina palette with Anastasia, but this, I think it's Wigalis. This beautiful red shade right here I have on my lid, and then I took the black from the Soft Glam palette, which is probably my most used out of the Anastasia palettes, is this one. You can't tell, but I took Noir in my corner. So I would recommend getting these palettes during the VIB. I did pick up 2 more Natasha Denona palettes. The Love one is on sale for $32. It's a $65 palette. It's already 50% off, and then you get the additional sale. So I would definitely recommend. My 2 favorite are the Glam and the Bronze. These are my 2 favorite palettes, just because they're more wearable shades. This one for fall, but I'm a cool tone kind of gal. This one is my favorite. This is the Soft Glam. And then I have the Love coming, and I also have the Retro palette. So another thing I would recommend is the Hourglass Ambient. They come out with this every year. I have this on as well. This is beautiful. The formula on this is so smooth and just blends out like a dream. I use everything, like I use both of these to add a little bit more color back into my face. The blush, highlight. This isn't the highlight I'm using. And then I really love, I had to stop myself from using this. This is the setting powder. So smooth. I also wanted to recommend Laura Mercier's Translucent Loose Setting Powder. So this is a mini. I wanted to try it first, and it's done. So I picked up the larger size during the sale. Also, a lot of the Fenty minis and the Tarte blushes. I have Tarte minis here, and they do have another like blush set. I have the Fenty mini glosses. This is another great setting powder, the Fenty. I got the mini because I like to try them first. I'm into minis to try first. Also, if you do not want to spend the money on Natasha Denona, but you want to try out the formula, I can say that these two perform very nicely. I had gotten the Sunset and that one did not work out on me. I heard the formula was a little different, but this is the Zendo palette and the Mini Retro palette, and both of these are gorgeous. So I would recommend that. Also the Fenty like lip paints, I would recommend this Fenty highlighter. I have a larger one, but I just want to show you guys, I've never hit pan on anything, but there's a little dot peeking, and I finally hit pan on something. This is the highlighter in Hustler Baby by Fenty, and most of the time when you guys say my highlight looks nice, I'm usually wearing this one. I should have put this one on, but I just wasn't thinking. And I think that's it. Hi guys, sorry if the light has changed. I wanted to pop in here and mention a few more things that I saw afterwards, but they're truly favorites of mine that I get during the VIB. My Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil, I don't know how I glazed over that one, because whether it's Ulta's 21 Days or Sephora, anytime those go on sale, I pick up like a couple. I've been cleaning out my makeup and beauty room, and I've been finding those pencils everywhere. So that is definitely a top recommendation for me. I always get those on sale. I never pay full price for them. Also, I wanted to mention the replica 30 mils. One of you guys had asked me where I got it, and I got it straight off the replica site, and it looks like they're getting to Sephora. So they have By the Fireplace, Lazy Morning. They retail for $72 for a 30 mil, but you can get the discount. But I also saw that they have bundles. They had two different bundles where, for example, this one has Bubble Bath and By the Fireplace, and it's $120, so $60 each. And then in addition to that, you can get a discount. So I would recommend that. I prefer the 30 mils of replicas because they are more perfumes that I have to be in the mood for. But I wanted to hop on here and quickly mention those, the perfume and the Brow Wiz, because those are things that I would suggest picking up during the sale. So editing Becky on the same day. The light's probably a little different and you can hear the shower in the background. So, but let's get back into the video. Also, Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream. I usually get my either Biggie or any kind of cream. I already have like 2 bottles, so I'm not going to be picking anything up this year, but that's something else I recommend. I also pick up like the travel sets, and I've gifted those to like my stepdaughter and my goddaughter. Those make really great gifts. Also just their minis, just to try stuff. Like I have the Tatcha Silk Canvas mini that I picked up. That's actually what I use to fill in my pores, because I have very large pores. And again, the Soft Glam is one of my favorites. So they do have a mini version where I guess scaled it down. That's another thing I would recommend. I love the formula on both of those. So those are my recommendations. Anything else I'll link down below. I'm only linking stuff that I've tried and I love. I stopped doing skincare. Now I go to a dermatologist. I actually have a skincare regime that I got from my dermatologist because they're trying to help me with my dark spots. So I don't shop skincare. I did 1 year and a lot of it went bad. So it was poor planning on my part. But yeah, guys, those are my top holiday perfume picks. Perfumes I'm wearing this year, as well as my Sephora VIB picks. I will have all the information linked down below, but that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.